everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back. And today we're going to be ploughing on through our A to Z of Christmas. And today we are on the letter V. Golly, can you imagine we're here at V already, nearly at the end? That's gone quick, hasn't it? Anyway, today V, I'm sort of cheating because V is for Vino. And so what we're going to make a gift box to put a bottle of wine in. Only I haven't got wine, I've got water. There's a very lengthy explanation, but I won't give you the length. The cut down version is, we've got little ones overhead. So if you hear the thunder of tiny feet, that's what it is. So for safety, I've got water, which obviously comes in a plastic bottle. So purely for safety's sake, I'm going to make a gift box for water. And we have a very good friend who takes her dog everywhere. So I might even give her this so that she can take water for her dog when she goes out. So there we go. V is for Vino. But for safety purposes, we're using a bottle of water. So what I've done, your measurements will be different depending on what size bottle you've done. So what I've done, I've just measured mine down to just here, just below where the neck comes. So for the purposes of this video, let's just pop the bottle of water out the way for a minute, and we'll come back to that. So for the purposes of this one, the size of this bottle, or this box, will be 11, well, the box won't be that size, but you need two pieces of card which are the same, or same pattern, which are 11 by 8.5 to begin with. And on the 8.5 side, you need to score at 4 and at 8. And then what you need to do, you need to turn it round, and on the bottom edge, this is directional paper, so if you're using directional paper, make sure you score it in the right place, or you'll end up with it upside down, like I did the first time I did it. So on the bottom, you need to score at 4, and you do that on both pieces. And then what you also need to do, you'll find that on just here, you will have a tiny little rectangular tab. Now you don't need that. So all you do is you take your craft knife or your scissors. I'm going to use scissors because I'm not very good with a craft knife, to be honest. I'm going to just simply cut that off. So there we go. You don't need that. That's just that skinny little bit there. You don't need that, so you can throw it away. And you do that twice. I've already done it just to save a little bit of time. So I'm just going to put my scissors up there out the way. And so what's going to happen is this, to begin with anyway, this part is going to go on that part. So I'm going to use a bit of double-sided tape for this. So make sure we cut it, or tear it in my case, because I'm far too lazy to cut it. And if you find that you've got your tape is wider than your tab, what you do, I'll give you a bit of a tip here, lift it up and fold it in. That will solve two problems. It will solve the problem of the size, but it will also give you a bit of extra strength. And we'll be doing that again when we go to join the thing up. So then, now actually, I'll tell you what we will do. That's just the back. Doesn't matter what's on the inside. Do you know what I think I've done? I think I've done one bit upside down. But it doesn't matter. No, I haven't. Or have I? Let's have a look. No, I haven't. It's okay. It's just me going bonkers. Now, I thought that was this week's deliberate mistake, but we're okay. We're doing good. So, to make sure that this doesn't grab straight away, so that you've got a little bit of time, over the top of your tape, just pop some of this stuff. Glue stick. It doesn't add or take away from the stickiness, but it does give you a little bit of time. It means it just doesn't grab instantly, so you've got a little bit of time. Let's just get the glue top out the way. So we're going to line those bits up like that. So all the time you've got that glue there, you've got a bit of extra time just to get it into place. And we're going to give that a good burnish like that. And we're going to be doing that again quite shortly, but not just yet, a couple of steps first. And then what we need to do, just pop that out the way for a second. On the bottom tabs, you'll have two tabs now, one on each piece. So we're just going to cut up to that first score line there. And we're going to do that again over here on this side. So now you've got, funnily enough, I know it doesn't look much like a box yet, but you've got the basics of your box. But before we stick it down, we're going to add some embellishments to it. Now, I'll give you a bit of a tip. If you're going to add, I'm going to add 4 panels, one on each section, so it'll be a panel on all 4 sides. But if you're going to do that, I would suggest you do it at this stage because it's a heck of a lot easier to get the things in the right place. Otherwise, if you do it once the box is standing up, you can't really see whether you are, so sometimes they might be a bit wonky. So, if you want to ensure that you're going to get it in the right place, what I'm going to do with mine, I'm just going to put a pencil line, it won't show, but just in the score lines so that I can see where they are. Because what we don't want the embellishments coming over the score lines. Because if you've got a pattern in your paper, if you're using plain paper then it doesn't matter. But if you've got a pattern, it's sometimes a bit difficult to see where the score line is. So that won't show by the time we're finished, so don't worry about it. And on the back of here, these are my pattern papers, and I absolutely love this poinsettia paper, and it doesn't really, it's not really directional, it doesn't really matter which way it goes. But what we're going to do, we're going to put them, let me just put those bits out of the way just for a second. I could see them tumbling onto the floor. We're going to put them roughly, actually I think that one might go that way, not that it really matters, but we're going to put them roughly in the centre of what will be each side of the box. So we're going to put that one there. I've got double-sided tape already on there just to save a bit of time. And that one, I'm actually going to alternate them. I'm not quite sure how much of the poinsettia pattern's on each one. But I'm going to put that one there. And that one's sort of got two poinsettias on it, so it doesn't really matter where it goes. So we're going to put that there like that. And we've got one more. And, oh, where should we put that one? Shall we put that one at the bottom? Yeah, let's do it. And I'm going to put that one there like that. Now, you can leave it there. You can just leave it to that stage. And you can fold it round and attach your box if you want to. But we're going to take it one step further, naturally. I found, actually, what they are, I'll show you what they are. They're a little shaker. They're actually gift tags. It's got to and from on them, but they're far too good for gift tags. This is Santa, and he's already eaten quite a lot of Christmas puddings. Let me just show you. I'll bring it up close to the camera. He's got lots of Christmas puddings already inside his tummy. And I thought they were such good fun, far too good for gift tags. So I'm going to use these as embellishments. And I'm going to stick those, more or less, in the centre of each one. Now I've got two different types here. We've got a Santa and we've got a Rudolph. And Rudolph, this is wonderful, I love this. He's got carrots in his tummy already. So he's already been having his dinner. So there we go. So we'll just line that up. Again, if you do this while the box is still flat, it's easier to line it up so that everything's more or less straight. So again, we've got Santa with Christmas puddings in his tum. And we've got one more Rudolph. Again, he's got carrots in his tummy. By the time we put this together, this is going to be an adorable little box. So, you don't even have to put wine in it. But as I said, I think I might have mentioned in yesterday's, V originally was going to be a very Merry Christmas, but that's far too long-winded. So, this time, we're going to just turn it over onto the wrong side. Now, this will be the inside. No one will really look much what's on the inside. So don't worry too much about what's on the other side. If it's double-sided paper or card, don't worry too much what's on the inside. People will be looking at the outside and they'll be so thrilled they won't care what's on the inside. So again, I'm going to put some more double-sided tape down there. And hopefully it'll come off relatively easily. She says. First one did. There's always one bit that decides it's going to be awkward. Let's see if we can get it off the other end. Someone suggested that I used a pokey tool to get this off. I tried that and I wasn't very successful with it. But I think we found an edge. There we go. Excellent. And again, the bit that overlaps, I'm going to tuck in like that, just to give it an extra bit of stick. And again, we're going to add our glue just so that it doesn't grab instantly and it gives us a bit more time. So now what we're going to do, we're going to fold that flat, we're going to bring this flap over and hopefully join the top flap like that, bring that down and you will join your box sides together. Now what we've got to do is, it's coming together really nicely as you can see. So all we've got to do now is I'm going to turn it upside down so that you can see what I'm doing. We're going to push these bits in like that. And I think this time we are going to use glue. We're going to risk using glue. So I'm going to use tacky glue for this. And we're just going to, this is a new one, or newish one. So hopefully it'll behave itself and stick properly. So just use the nozzle to spread it out a bit. So we don't need to be too fussy. Now you've got 4 layers of card going down here, so don't worry about the bottle not holding, it will. Because you've got 4 layers of card, which once it's dry will be very, very strong. And you might have noticed I'm not going to taper these because I want them to stay flat. So we're going to take, we did the side ones first, the side flaps first, the side tabs first, I should say. Now we want a nice front edge. So the way to get a nice front edge is a nice edge to your front, I should say. We're going to put a sort of M shape or W shape, whichever way you're looking at it. And we're going to bring the back flap down first. Just keep it all nice and lined up like that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put another squiggle of glue like that. So pop that to one side because we don't need the glue anymore. Let's pop it over there. And we're going to pop that down like that. And as long as we've kept it nice and straight, that should look very nice. And so when we turn it over to the front, we happen to have Santa at the front, you've got a nice rounded front to the front of your box. So this part now is the front. But it looks fabulous all the way around like that. So that's how we make the basics to our box anyway. But we're not quite done yet because we need to make some handles. So I have got a paper punch here. So anything will do. If you've got one of these fancy hole punching systems, crocodile or whatever they're called, you can use those. I haven't. I'm just going to use a paper punch. So we're just going to put our paper punch where we think we want our hole and punch them out like that. This is a decorative one, but it doesn't matter. As long as it's relatively small, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. Oh, that was clever, wasn't it? So, okay, not to worry. Well, if that does happen, what we can do, we could even put the handles on the side. They don't have to go on the edge. So, plan B. Do you know what? I've got another idea. We're not going to bother with handles because I've put the decorations too high up. So we won't bother with handles. The other way you can do it is I have got some handles if you're interested in using handles, and these are about 14 inches long. So these are actually handles I nicked off of another gift bag that came from another shop, but they were so nice and they're strong. So what we can do, we can just tie them in a knot, which is what I should have done in the first place, but that's okay. We won't worry about that. So we'll tie our handles in a knot like that. So that's no problem at all. So we'll give ourselves a little bit more room. And we're still going to put them on the front and back. But what we're going to do, we're going to lie that down like that to begin with. And we're going to use some double-sided tape. I was going to put some handles in there or some holes and loop it through, but that's all right. We'll use double-sided tape. No problem at all. So what we're going to do now is put some double-sided tape. I'm not quite sure if you can see what I'm doing there, but I'll show you in just a second. So on the inside, I've just put some double-sided tape. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put my handles. I know it's difficult to see because it's all happening on the inside and you can't see on the inside. But if I put that down like that and then hold it up, perhaps you can see that way. And then what I'm going to do, just to make sure that the thing stays down, I'm going to take some ordinary sticky tape and make sure that they stay down that way. I could have even put another strip of double-sided, but then I'd have had to have put some more paper over the top of it. So we're going to turn that over and do exactly the same on the other side. So, okay, we've got a bit that looks a bit odd, but that's, oh, we're not going to do that because it's run out. So we will do that later. Hang on, I'll tell you what. If I'm lucky, I might be able to do it with my red runner tape. So Perhaps we could do that. I'll put a bit of red runner tape. Well, that was a bit of luck, wasn't it? So we'll do that. Put some red runner tape. Pop the handles in like that. We could use glue. So we're just going to eyeball it. We're not going to worry too much about whether it's absolutely in line. I never bother about things like that. As long as it's there, it doesn't really matter too much. And again, I'm going to take some tape that is not going to stay back, but not to worry, and put that down like that. So as you see on this channel, we make things up as we go along, so that will stay down once it's fixed. So we're actually going to have that as our front now, or that bit, or that bit. It doesn't matter actually, they're all really good. Then all you've got to do is stand it up. And what I did with mine, let me just pop that to one side. You can still see the inside of it. But what I did with mine, just to finish it off, is I got some tissue paper. I'm going to pop that in the corner just for a second and put the sticky tape back up there. And we put this in tissue paper. So we'll just pretend that that's a bottle of wine. It's not. We all know it's water, but we're going to pretend that it's wine for the purposes, because it is V for Vino. And I just gathered that, or I would be gathering that up like that. Grab yourself some coordinating ribbon. So we're going to wrap it round, and I'm going to try and do this without knocking the camera off its stand. I think we managed it. I think we got away with that. So wrap it round, then I'm going to lay it down so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to tie a bow in it like that. So when you're happy with the size of your bow, just fix it into place, grab yourself a pair of scissors and cut the end off. And there goes the scissors on the floor, but never mind, we don't need them anyway. Well, not for this project. And I'm going to slide this in like that, because if I try and do it up and while it's up, I'm going to knock the camera, I know I am. And you do it like that. So what I will do, for the purposes of the video, I will lay it down. And there we go. There is our bottle of wine, or in this case water, safely tucked inside our box. Let me just stand up for a second so that I can see what you can see. Oh, that's better. So you can just fiddle about with the tissue paper until your heart's content. And once that glue is dry, I'm going to try and pick it up. That's the handle. I'm picking that up. That's off the floor now, or off the table. And it's holding the weight quite nicely. So there you go, guys. There is our V for Vino. And that is our wine gift box, or a gift box for a bottle of wine. Or water, whatever you want to call it. Or whatever you want to pop inside. So there you go, guys. There is our V for Vino and a gift box to pop your wine in there. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it helpful and seen how I overcome some of the problems that we encounter as we're going along, and that it's helped you solve your own if you have the similar problems when you do yours. Hopefully it'll help you get over them as well. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for staying with me to the end. Lovely to see you all. And I will be back again tomorrow with the letter W. And we have a different project for that. We're going to do another greetings card for W. So do pop back and see what we do for that. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching and for subscribing, those of you who subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching this video or this channel for the first time, and you've enjoyed watching me bluff my way through this project, do hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, and you'll be notified of what's left of this series and anything else that comes up in the future. So I'll say goodbye to you for now. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the day, whatever you're doing, and have fun. And happy crafting. Bye bye for now.